Senator Rand Paul caught Dr. Fauci in two big lies this week. Now, why is Dr. Fauci lying? It looks like he's involved in a coronavirus cover-up. Fauci funded the Wuhan labs, possible ground zero for the pandemic. The question is, does Dr. Fauci support manipulating viruses in a lab to make them more deadly to humans? It's called gain-of-function research. We talked about it before. It's done to get ahead of the virus mutations so vaccines can be manufactured. It is extremely risky, very controversial in the scientific community. Now, Fauci said he doesn't support it.
Government scientists like yourself who favor gain-of-function research.
I don't favor gain-of-function research in China. You are saying things that are not correct.
But in a paper published in 2012, Fauci admitted he supports it. He wrote, "Scientists working in this field might say, as indeed I have said, that the benefits of such experiments and resulting knowledge outweigh the risks, and the need to stay ahead of such a threat is a primary reason for performing an experiment that might appear to be risky." There you have it. Fauci had to know gain-of-function was going on in Wuhan. It's been well established that it was happening there at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. They've created coronaviruses to infect human cells. And the National Institutes of Health, under Dr. Fauci, have been giving money to the Wuhan lab for years. Take a look at what Fauci had to say about that.
Dr. Fauci, do you still support funding of the NIH funding of the lab in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, with all due respect, you are entirely and completely incorrect that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute.
All right, so Fauci insists that the National Institutes of Health has never funded gain-of-function research in the Wuhan labs. But in the very same hearing, he admitted to funding the lab, but said the funding wasn't intended for gain-of-function. Very lawyerly answer. Here's why. Fauci sent a grant to a nonprofit called EcoHealth Alliance. EcoHealth Alliance then hired the Wuhan lab to, quote, conduct genetic analysis of bat coronaviruses and examine how they spread to humans. So Fauci just used a broker to fund it, to keep his hands clean. The president of EcoHealth Alliance, Peter Daszak, has been working on these bat viruses.
You can manipulate them in the lab pretty easily. It's just spike protein drives a lot of what happens with the coronavirus, zoonotic risk.
Manipulate them in a lab pretty easily. Quote, Daszak worked with Bat Lady, or Shizheng Li, a head researcher at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. She harvested bats from caves in China for years, Bat Lady, and actually came to America and was trained by Ralph Barrick, a COVID researcher at the University of North Carolina, who, guess what, was also funded by Fauci. They manipulated bat viruses to attack other species, including humans. And Bat Lady returned to China with greater knowledge. So follow along. Fauci sent money to Daszak, who sent it to the Bat Lady at the Wuhan lab. They're all gain-of-function people. They all play with bats. Fauci money behind all of them, including American training. The grant proposals actually explain exactly what she was planning to do, and it sounds exactly like gain-of-function research. According to investigative journalist Nicholas Wade, who we had on last week, the grants from 2018 and 2019 show that she was going to use the money to create novel coronaviruses with the highest possible infectivity for human cells. They would be used to test the jump of coronavirus from bats to people. There it is. And the Bat Lady wrote in a 2017 paper that the work they were doing researching bat coronaviruses was funded by the NIAID, part of Fauci's NIH. An MIT biologist, Kevin Esvelt, reviewed that paper and found that, quote, certain techniques that the researchers used seem to meet the definition of gain of function. Boom. So there it is. Fauci may have his fingers all over these risky bad experiments that many people believe led to the death of millions. Yet the media is uninterested in this chain of events. Instead, Fauci celebrated, while Donald Trump is scorned. And that was the narrative from the very beginning of this pandemic, which the media has a vested interest in protecting, which is why the media won't ask Fauci about this, even though he's on TV every single day. Jeffrey Epstein haunting Bill Gates from the grave. A mysterious email sheds light on their situation. We have it.